Welcome to episode 19 of Quantity Surveying Program. As you know, we are working on a villa project by covering all aspects from start to end. And in this episode, we'll talk about finishes takeoff, including ceiling, flooring, wall, skirting, and many other things. And if you are new to this video, I will recommend you to visit my channel, and here you will find out complete Quantity Surveying Program playlist. Once you open it, you will find out all the episodes here. We started from history of quantity surveying, then pathway to become a quantity surveyor. And moving forward, we'll talk about quantities for earthwork, for concrete, for shuttering, for steel, block work, plus the rate and material analysis of each item. So it's very informative. In future, you will find out more videos. Till now we covered 18, and by passage of time you will find out more videos. So I will request you to subscribe the channel so in future you will be notified for upcoming videos. If you are interested to learn quantity surveying, cost estimation and PlanSwift, then this channel is for you. Now let's get back to our topic. In this episode, we will talk about how to prepare the bill of quantities. Second, how to measure the quantities by using PlanSwift software. Third, how to follow the NRM2 new rules of measurement. And fifth, what are the factors that needs to consider while measuring the quantities from the drawing. And there are many other things. Now without any delay, let's get started. In episode 19, the first thing is how to prepare the bill of quantities. Sure, we will talk about quantities. It can be done by using some software, some tool. We will talk about it, but how to prepare the bill of quantities. Here you can see there is description, finish to floor. Why not finishing only? And there is a coding 28. How do we know it's 28.1 or 2? Plus there is unit, square meter. Why not meter? So there is a document that is giving us the instruction, and that document is the principle of measurement, the rules of measurement, some standards that we have to follow. In this episode, we are following new rules of measurement, which is by RICS. And for your information, the BOQ document depends on few things like rules of measurement, specification, drawings. We have the drawing here and specification about the project, but the new rules of measurement is here, and if you want to study, the download link is already available in the description. So about finishes, it's on 219 page. If we open it, we will see all the information. So each text, description, unit, coding, it's all taken by here. It's very logical. You can simply see 28, I have typed it here. Whatever the detail, I have typed it here. Then moving forward, the first thing is screeding. Similarly, I typed it here. Then finish the floor, it's here. Then wall, then ceiling. Similarly, we have to follow. There is nothing from my side. We are following the rules of measurement. Okay, fine. This is first thing. So the coding and information is taken from here. Okay, what about this description which you see here? Marble tile, thickness, reference. It's by following the internal finishing schedule that you can see under the drawing documents. So here I have here for the flooring, I have for the skirting, for the wall. So it's inside the drawing. The specification, the schedule, it's all available here. And how do we know where to apply the ceramic tile, where to use the marble tile? So if you look at the drawing, designers already give all the information. So wherever this symbol is here, it's by the aluminium tile. Wherever this symbol is available, it's painting. So you simply need to follow this legend which is in the drawing. Second, you need to follow the specification which is internal finishing schedule. And third, you need to follow the new rules of measurement. If you have all of this information, your BOQ is ready. The next thing is how to get the quantity. And for that purpose, I'm using a PlanSwift software. If you don't know how to use the software, I have many videos on my channel. You can simply follow it. You can learn from there. In this episode, we will purely talk about quantity takeoff for finishes. So one by one, we will get all the quantities. Now let's move forward. Technically, we should start it from screeding. I'm skipping it now. You will know the reason why, because we can save the time if we start from flooring. And let me add a quick question. Why there are two different tiles and where we should apply this thick tile? There is 20 mm and there is 30 mm. So why there is a difference? So 30 mm tiles is usually required in the area which is more crowded, where usually there is more traffic, like a family room, like a majlis, like a lobby. And the 20 mm which is not as thick, it should be in a bedroom and it should be other room. So this is as per my understanding. If you have any other logic, please drop it in a comment. Fine, now let's start it. So I'm going to use a PlanSwift. It's a lot easier for me to get the takeoff. So let's start with the marble tile, which is 30 mm thick. It should be area. Give a name, choose color, press OK. Fine, I have highlighted. Now you can see the quantities already in our software. Moving forward, we have more other types as well. Choose different color, press OK, and highlight where these tiles should be. It can be in a bedroom, maybe in a maid room, or we can consider a paint. It depends. Now you can see that quantities are here. The next is ceramic tile. Usually it should be in a wet area like a kitchen, laundry, or a washroom, bathroom. It should be in that area. So I'm going to again highlight, give a name, choose color, press OK. Now in a kitchen we can highlight. The next is granite tile and natural stone, but just hold it for temporary and focus on painting. What do you think where the paint is required? Of course you can check the specification, internal finishing schedule, but as for your understanding where it should be, like we cannot apply, or it's, let's say it's not required to apply the tiles in a maid room or a storeroom. Anyways, it's not the area where the visitor going to or the guest going to visit it. So we don't need to spend extra cost applying the tile. Of course, it depends on client's requirement, but on general understanding. So now I'm going to highlight as a paint, give a name, choose color you like, press OK, and concept is highlight. Fine, once we're done, we can see the total quantities here. What is next? Granite tile. Fine, it is also done. The next is natural stone quantity. It has to be taken from the door threshold. And if you're wondering about F15, F29 and 13, from where I taken this reference, so it has to be taken from internal finishing schedule. You can see here natural stone F15. So this is the reference. So later if a QS, a client, or anybody need to refer and see more details, they can check. So temporarily I can hide these quantities so we can focus on the doors threshold. Fine, it's hidden. We can copy the name to save more time. Name, color is based on your choice, and the rest is highlighting. Fine, once we highlight, you can see the total quantity is already on a BOQ. So this is how it works. Now let me turn on the other quantities which we have done it today. Fine, this is how we should highlight. Now it's more presentable, it's accurate and fast. I have shown you the example on a ground floor. The same concept you have to follow for the first floor. You can see I have highlighted the quantities for the marble tile, ceramic tile, same concept. Wherever it's a wet area, I use the PlanSwift and I highlight in a bathroom and the other bath, same ceramic tile. And in a bedroom and the living and the dressing, I have considered the marble tile. So concept is same. You just need to highlight. So I hope till here you understand the concept. Next is carpet quantity, reference F40. F14 reference I have taken from interior finishing schedule, and the carpet quantity we have to take it from the staircase. Fine. Now I think we can ignore here staircase carpet quantity. Why? Because NRM2 says staircase quantity has to be provided separately. Similarly, ceiling and wall, you can see here staircase finishing, tread and riser quantity should be separate. I'll open NRM2 and give you the example. 2811, you can see here finishes to tread and finishes to riser. So I think we can ignore from here, from the finishing to floor, and we can consider it later. Okay, so by saying that finishing for floor all completed. Now we will talk about screeding quantity, and you will understand why I hold it before. As per construction technologies, screeding is under the floor finishing. So here we have to get the screeding quantity for all, for the bedroom, for the maid room, for kitchen, for all the square meter of this floor. So it's a lot easier because I have already highlighted all of it. So there are two ways. One, I can simply start highlighting screeding. I can highlight this way, or the second is copy paste. So I can copy all of these quantities, right click, copy, right click, paste. I have turned off all the previous quantities. I don't need to redo. I can simply change this item. I can select and I can change into screeding. Now focus, screeding right now is 14.3, right? So once I change, the quantities increase and become in screeding again, this one as well. Fine. Now all of this quantity become a screeding. Now simply I can select, I can move, and I simply need to adjust one, and rest will be okay. Once I do that, you can see here screeding is exactly where we want to be. So this is why I hold it initially, because copy paste is a lot easier for me. This was a small villa project. Imagine if you have a bigger area, it could be a mall or a bigger residential or a hotel building. So it's a lot easier, copy and paste, and you have all the screeding ready. So I have shown you how to get the quantities of screeding on a ground floor. Similarly, you have to get the quantity from the first floor. I hope you understand the concept. The next is finish to wall. Here we have different type: plaster, paint and tile. The first one is plaster, cement and sand finish. This quantity has to be taken from all over the villa project except where we are going to use the tiles. So it's very logical. I just need to highlight the total length. So I will give a name here, plaster. We can give the height. We can see from the section whatever the height is. So this item is created and we need to highlight. We will talk about the door and window deduction as well, but let's highlight the total length. Fine. The next is paint. So concept is same, just give a name, choose a height, press OK, and the concept is same. You need to highlight wherever the paint is required. Fine, we have finished the quantity for paint as well. Next is ceramic tile. At the end we will type all the quantity. So ceramic tiles are basically required wherever is the wet area, like bathroom and the kitchen and laundry, these areas. Fine, so I have seen I highlighted and total quantities are here. For the ceramic tiles, for the plaster and painting, total quantities are here. And the same concept I have followed on a first floor as well. So I have the painting and the tile quantities here. Fine, so ground and first floor concept is same. You need to highlight and software will show you the total quantity for the tile, plaster and paint. Now you might have two questions. What about the external? Why we didn't highlight the paint for the external? And second, door and window deduction. First one is external. So as per NRM 2, all the exposed elements, it has to be considered separately. We don't have to highlight here. So I'll open a document and give you the example. NRM 2, simply open a page number 199, and all the external work, it has to be considered under the cladding work. Okay, so this is why I didn't highlight. It's very logical. This is one thing. Secondly, about door and window deductions. We'll talk about it, but let me fill the BOQ so you will see the effect. Whenever we deduct, it will automatically affect on a BOQ. So I have two options. I can type it or I can use a PlanSwift, which is more powerful. I'll click here, select existing item and finishes, and I have wall for the plaster. Okay. and then ceramic tiles. Once I link, total quantities are here. Now we'll talk about door and window deductions. There are many ways. Some people follow the Excel prepared formula, others follow the manually through the paper. I use the PlanSwift, so it's a lot easier for me. For the door and window deductions, of course, you have to depend on the opening schedule. So let me open the drawing here. I have the drawing where I can see all the detail about door 1, about door 2. So this is compulsory. Once you have this detail, you can use any way to deduct the total quantity. Fine. Now again, because of PlanSwift, it will be easy for me. Right click, property. So here I have door 4. So I can simply enter the information about the door 4 by following the opening schedule. How many doors I really have here. So total doors are 3. Now focus here, 142 here and 142 there, right? Once I choose from here 3 doors, just look at it here, 137, and if I press OK, it will automatically update. That's the beauty about PlanSwift. You modify anything, it will update the quantity. Fine, let me show you more detail. So what if we have different type of doors? Here I have another door which is in a laundry and in a kitchen. We have different doors. So similarly, I can deduct the door for the kitchen, I can deduct the door from the laundry. Once I update this quantity, it will automatically update from the BOQ and it will automatically update there as well. What if you have the windows? So same concept, right click properties, I have the door, I have the other opening and windows as well. Okay, so I can see I have the window 2 here in a kitchen, I simply need to update. I have the window in a washroom, I simply need to update. Okay, once I do that, it's automatically update. The pending is 130.5 square meters. Similarly, I can do it in a living, I can do it in a majlis and any other room. The concept is same. Right click, property. Now these options I can see because I have prepared the PlanSwift templates. By default, you will not see these options in your computer. To get these options, you must prepare the template. How to prepare? Very soon I will upload a video on my channel. So for those who are new to this video, don't get confused. So let's skip this topic of templates and move forward. We have covered this part where how to do the door and window deduction. It's done already. And by considering all the quantities for the painting, for the plastering, for the ceramic tiles, we have considered all and total quantities in a BOQ. If we modify anything, let's say store, it's not here. Now if I delete, it will automatically update 233. If I undo, it automatically come back here. So this is how it works. It's very organized, it's very presentable and accurate and fast as well. I hope you understand the concept now, how to highlight the screeding quantity, finishing to floor and finishing to the wall. Now moving forward. The next one is finish to ceiling. Now let me share something in my documents. The ceiling drawings are missing for this villa project, but I have taken another similar villa project to give you the example if you have the drawing and how to measure the quantity. So just consider it's the same villa project and you have to just check the legend, whatever the details are here. So according to this symbol, it defines aluminium tiles. If that's the symbol, it should be a paint. So same legend, you have to check in the drawing and you have to get the quantity. This is one. Then following this legend and following the NRM2, I have prepared the BOQ. You can see the rest of the details are taken from the legend and this reference are showing the internal finishing schedule. Fine. Now we need total square meter. So we can refer to the drawing. It's very logical again. So first thing is tile. Fine. I'm gonna use a PlanSwift again. And now the same concept, you have to highlight. If you think you have highlighted all, then you can see the total quantity. It's here, 50 square meter. Fine. The next is gypsum board. So again, we have to simply highlight the area. For the gypsum board, you can simply check the legend. It should be similar to this. Wherever this is the legend, so you can see here, it should be here. Okay, highlight. Fine, I have highlighted all the gypsum and you can see the quantity. So the next is paint. Fine, the same concept, you have to highlight the square meter. I'll give a name here, paint. You can just check the legend here. This is how the paint should look alike. So you can check the drawing. Here we need the paint. This is one place, and secondly we need to apply the paint on gypsum board as well. We can see in the drawing it's not mentioned, but still as a quantity surveyor you should know. Maybe designer forget to add, maybe the details are incomplete, but still we know that as an engineer, as per the experience, that paint going to apply on the gypsum board as well. So there are two ways now. One, you can consider this paint in rate and material analysis, or you can highlight the paint right away now, so it will be a lot easier for you to know the total required quantity of paint. So I prefer highlighting all the paint, so it's a lot easier for us. So here you can see the total quantity for the tiles, for the paint, for the gypsum board, all the ceiling quantity I have highlighted, and here you can see in a BOQ as well. So same concept you have to follow it on a first floor as well. So you can see here the total quantities are here for the gypsum, for the paint, for the tile. Total quantity I have highlighted, and the sum of both ground floor and first floor is on BOQ. So it's very simple. So main concept is highlighting. You can highlight by following the legend with the help of PlanSwift. So it's just the paint. Once you're done, the total quantity is ready to submit. So I hope you understand the concept for finishing of ceiling as well. The next one is staircase finishes. Here we have to divide it, the tread and riser separately because of NRM2. And whatever the material, we have to mention the description. Is it a carpet? Whatever the thickness of the carpet, whatever is the width and the reference, that is referring to the internal finishing schedules. So this information is taken by following the drawing, NRM2 and specification. Fine. Now what exactly we need? The total length. Let me show you once again the document NRM2. Here you can see it should be in meter, the net should be stated, finishes to tread should be separate, and the riser should be separate. So nothing from our side, we are following the NRM2. Fine. So total length is required. So first is the width. I can simply highlight now just to be very accurate. You can see the first step is missing here, so that we have to highlight on the ground floor. So before it was 8.1. Once I highlight, the quantity will be increased. 8.4. Fine. So main concept is highlight. Once you highlight the total length, the quantity is here for the tread. The next one is for the riser. So for the riser, I'm going to depend on a section drawing. The main thing is we have to state the total width. So, and just highlight. Okay, it should be there. Once we're done, it will show the total 3.7 meter. Okay, so the next one is finish to skirting. Here we have two types, marble type and granite tile. For more details, you can check the specification, internal finishing schedule. More details are available there. Fine. So we need to get the total length in meter. So basically the skirting going to be everywhere except the wet area wherever we apply the tiles. Apart from that, we need the skirting in a bedroom, in a family hall, and the other areas as well. So length is required, and now the concept is same. So we can highlight. I guess we can ignore the skirting in the maid room and the storeroom. Rest is client's requirement, but to save the cost, it's not required there. Again, the guest and the visitors not going to visit that area, so we don't need to spend that much cost. And of course the kitchen, there are tiles, so we don't need that. So let's just quickly finish all the skirting. So it's highlighted completely and we can see the quantity here. Now the next is granite tile. So now if you're wondering how do I know the marble tiles are here and granite tiles are outside. How exactly I know? So if you remember in the beginning I mentioned you can check the details, internal finishing schedule, or if you don't have the details, whatever the finishing you applied on a flooring, same you can consider it on a skirting. Once you highlight in a plan, you will see the total quantities are here. So I have shown you the skirting quantity on a ground floor. Same concept you have to follow on a first floor as well. You can see I have highlighting the skirting quantity on a master bedroom, bedroom 1, sitting area, dressing. I have highlighted all. So ignore here bathroom and the terrace. It's exposed elements, so we don't need to highlight here. We'll talk about this later. But once you highlight here, the total highlighted part, the quantities are in Excel sheet. So this is how it works when it comes to skirting. So I hope the concept is clear. Main concept is highlight. You have to follow the construction engineering, you have to follow the NRM2, you have to follow the specification, you have to follow the internal finishing schedule, and of course the drawing. Once you highlight, either through the PlanSwift, through the ruler, or any other tool, main concept is highlight. I'm using a PlanSwift because it's a lot easier for me. And once I'm done, the quantities are in the Excel sheet. So this is how finishing for the skirting work. I hope this concept is clear for you. And now if you're wondering why I did not highlight anything on the roof, so again, as per NRM2, roofing has to be considered separately, same as waterproofing and cladding. We're not going to consider anything for the roof right now. So that's it for today. For your practice, I have already given the download link in the description. I have provided the drawings, NRM2 document, and BOQ, so you can study, practice, and learn more. And if you really like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and drop your feedback in the comment. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.